All right, so the best success stories are often unexpected, and Jim Balsillie definitely fits the mold. Let me put it to you this way. Middle class, small town Ontario kid, all of a sudden, this guy's got a company that essentially changes business forever? Well, how'd that happen? Well, let me tell you. Jim grew up in Peterborough, Ontario. He went to the University of Toronto. Then he got himself an MBA at Harvard. Now, look, Jim will be the first to tell you he's a little obsessive. Type A quadruple plus to be exact. Case in point, 1992, Jim joins a little company called Research in Motion, and he puts in 250 grand of his own money into that business. And then 6 years later, well, they put out this little thing called the BlackBerry. Now, over time, it changed wireless communication forever. How much change? Well, how about this? RIM is now worth about $66 billion. That's with a B. But it hasn't all been rosy. In 2001, an American company accused RIM of infringing on its patents, and there was even talk that they would shut the whole system down. That battle went to the Supreme Court, but guess what? RIM agreed to settle to the tune of $600 million. Back to Jim the man, and Jim the hockey fan. In 2006, Jim tried to buy the Pittsburgh Penguins. That deal was really, really close, and then it fell through. Then he tried to buy the Nashville Predators. Even a lot of talk that Jim was going to take that team and move it back to Canada. Heck, he even sold season tickets in Hamilton, but again, that deal fell through. Now, Jim is about more than just business and hockey. He's also spent millions of his own money to set up a cancer care center. He's set up a children's museum. He's also started a school of international affairs at both the University of Waterloo and Wilfrid Laurier. Oh, by the way, Jim has also set up Canada's biggest foreign policy think tank, the Canadian International Council. Hey, everybody, say hello to Mr. Jim Balsillie.
Thank you, Jim. How are you? Thank you to be here. Excellent. Good to see you. That's great. Wow. How is it that you have the same one that I have? Shouldn't you have some fancy James Bond version?
You're living the dream, man.
Is that what that is? It doesn't even have a camera. You don't have the camera one. How are things going?
Things are really good, thanks. Yeah, excellent.
Did you imagine, all the things that have sort of changed in your life in the last 10 or 15 years?
A lot less has changed than you would think, really. A very normal life, kind of. It's just a whole lot more zeros on everything.
Yeah. Which is great if the decimal point's in the right place, you know. Where RIM has gone in the last, did you have a moment where you thought, okay, I think we've reached, we're here?
Not a lot, really. I don't sort of think that way. I don't sort of look up too much. I don't look down too much. It's the great fun is doing what you do every day, and I'm sort of a poster child for not sort of doing anything but what we do, every day. So, no, I don't really think about it a lot, no.
Do you get the sense that at this point, with what the BlackBerry itself, that device has done for your company, that it's a matter of time before other people, the iPhone didn't really do it. Do you ever look at it and go, what are we going to do if this isn't our primary business, growing RIM beyond something like a BlackBerry?
No. Probably die.
That'll just be it.
We're a very poorly diversified portfolio.
It's on one thing.
It either goes to the moon or it crashes to Earth. So, but it's making it to the moon pretty good. So
sure, totally.
We'll stay with it.
Tell me about the think tanks. G8 countries. Canada was only country that didn't have its own think tank in the way that you set up.
Generally, my view is that the issues are a lot more borderless than they've ever been before, and the institutions of the world and our capacities need to be built to grapple with that. And so it's coherent and important for me. And I think it's a fair thing to say we didn't sort of put our strongest resources into it. And but I think we're changing. I think the way people respond to these issues now is a lot different than it was a couple of years ago. So it's encouraging, but
you spend a lot of money in Canada.
Fair bit, yeah. We're closing in on kind of like $100 million on these kinds of things. Yeah, personally, yeah.
Why is that important to you to do that?
It's important to me because the issues are important, and it's it's sort of contribute while you're needed. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the main thing for me, and it's important, and and for me it's about resourcing and having the institutions function well. It's not about my opinions, and it can be tempting for some to make it about their opinions. For me, it's not. So, Canada has a respected reputation. Have we really fulfilled the potential of that reputation in the past little while? That's a good question, and so I think everybody should reflect on that. I think we need to put more political capital in these issues. I mean, last election there was one question on global issues. Now we got the Afghan thing and the environment thing and the energy thing and the China thing and the U.S. border and the Arctic. So hopefully we'll have a sort of a leaders' debate on global issues, which is something we're pushing. Hopefully people will make this a factor in what they vote, whoever they vote for, whatever they think on the issues. But it's really changed it's changed huge in the past couple of years. It's remarkable.
When you get closer and closer to the political world, do you get a sense that it is just a different universe altogether?
Well, the things I get involved in we're bipartisan and it's apolitical, so I'm interested in the political process to the extent it's good policies, but I'm interested in good researchers coming up with their views. So politics is an incredibly important part of the policy framework and the implementation. I know that, but I really try not to make the organizations political and not to make them about my ideas. Because I believe that's the most effective thing. I mean, what would be satisfying for me is to stay on this for 40 or 50 years and then just kind of go, wow, that really got this going in a direction. And so there's no way I'm going to compromise it just for some short-term indulgence of politics or personal opinion, and view on that. As tempting as it may be for some, it's actually not very tempting to me.
How many nights a week do you play hockey? Like your own hockey?
As many as I can, but generally a couple. I try to get out a couple skates a week, yeah.
What position?
A rover.
Are you a cherry picker? Do you sit by the center ice line and wait for the puck?
I don't know my goalie's name.
It's funny that, you think with RIM and all the success of BlackBerry, whenever anybody finds out that you're on this show, all they can think about is hockey as it relates to you. That's been your public profile for a while, hasn't it?
To some people, if you're a hockey fan, yeah.
What happened between you and Gary Bettman? Did anything happen?
No. I just, they're doing what they're doing. And I mean, for me, it started as a fun thing. And then, after a while, I sort of got tired of feeling like a boarder in my own house.
Mm-hmm. In what respect with hockey?
As a Canadian, I just felt like I was a boarder in my own house.
Yeah, like you want another team here.
I mean, you can take it wherever you want to take it, but it's just, that was it.
Now, I have to ask this. Are you going for another team eventually, or is this you? You've had two good
I don't know
here.
where the path is going to go. I don't really know where the path is going to go. It started as something like, boy, this would be fun. But, I think this is something, a lot of Canadians can reflect on and decide what they want, and fans can reflect on what they want. And it's a passion, and it's something that I stay with. And
But it doesn't matter what fans want, because the league does what the league does.
Yeah. We'll see where it goes.
All right, let me phrase it to you this way. If you wanted to own a hockey team, you could own a hockey team. Is it important to you to own a hockey team that plays in Canada?
If it's important to be engaged in a way where it resonates with me. So however it happens, it's got to be something that's for the right reasons for me. So whether it's in Canada or not in Canada, it's got to be a place where it's fun and it's a passion. And I mean, for me, it starts with the passion, and I just think that at the end of the day, it is about passion. It is game, and it is a passion. It is a business too, but no, it's not really a business. It's a passion, and to Canadians, it gets extra bolding, extra underlining on the passion card, and so I think the fact that we need to feel good and right about where it is and where we fit in all that, and so for me, it's not a lot different than these global issues kind of thing and the RIM kind of thing for me.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Pleasure.
Great to have you on the show. Jim Balsillie, everybody. All right, stick around. More on the program. We'll be right back.